Morning, Bill Gadgets. Ha, what do you say? I hope you're doing well. That one. Huh? Question Friday. Unatuvude na hii kawada duka. Yamweka para kanhambo yuko. Martha, good morning. As we already stayed an hour. Juma, how are you? Looking for a Harrier UB. Said I have 26 million cash at one hand. My workmate is buying it. Juma, I can't lie to you that I know where that is. The 2009, 2008, I think, is now at about 60 million, right? But I think you can get a UBP. It's possible. Those Simanyo area, I can't say that I know where that is. You should call a few brokers and see what they say. Good morning, Hashim. How are you today? Today seems to be a bright day. Seems to be a bright day. Arthur Morning, talk about Toyota Corolla Saloon Chikumi Kumi. Yeah, I don't even know how to say it in English. 110 doesn't make sense, but Chikumi Kumi makes a lot of sense. So Chikumi Kumi is like the car that came after Chikumi, for those that know the Chikumi. And shortly after that Chikumi Kumi, my Corolla came. So it's not a very old car. Although it has an EFI engine, 1.5 and 1.6 liters. I wrote about it on the website myKakampala.com. So the Chikumi Kumi, because mine is actually called Chikumi Abidi Mwemu. You get it? So the Chikumi Kumi, mine is the one. I think majority of these numbers come from the chassis number. So the Chikumi Kumi is the chassis number, the first figures that come with it, because mine is a NZE121. So it's just that the figure is very hard for people to say in Uganda. Chikumi abiri mwemu, so nebaka itumaka naba koba. But the Chikumi Kumi came before my car, so immediately before my car. Kati nuwe badde no Salome ni nuwa ye fundi your battery. So it's a very reliable car. I tell you, it doesn't really consume that much fuel. Also, it's comfortable enough. I find that it's very easy to maintain. And because in Uganda, once you can go to Masaka, come back, go to Mbali and come back, which take a good morning deep in coffee. So the Chikumi Kumi is one of those cars that you can drive with whatever. Although I find that it's the price, by the way. Should be the price. So kujaongeri munaba kuruga you namba pianga UAZ, UAY, then it can go up to 12, 13 or something. But I find that for someone to be selling you a chikumi that is on UAM, ayagala jiguza, let's say 10 million, because that's the price range that they would want to sell you that car if it's in good condition. You'll find that UAM jiguza million. It doesn't make sense. For starters, let me make this clear. Anybody that buys a car at 20 million and above, right, it's not an SUV, okay? And you're buying it at 20 million and above, and it's a used car, number plate one, a Kampala, a Sigwajitandise from the bond, I would find that it's a very bad decision. Okay? It's a very bad decision. Of course, it's not the worst that you have made. I'm sure everybody has. If you decide that you're going to buy a car at 20 million and above, I would actually recommend that you go straight to the bond. Now, these things that yetubera mu njagala SUV, njagala motoka nga nene, I want space in the, you guys, majority of the time you guys don't even use the space. Ochitege, I was talking to a lady yesterday, and by the way, if you are a lady Tori, you don't normally engage on my live broadcast band. If you WhatsApp me, you call me to make inquiries, I'm trying to make this very clear, because I've realized actually women stop at that and they always want to get free things. So if you're a lady, Angatoli, Martha, I will actually stop at Martha for ladies. Angatoli, Martha. I told about the Martha consultation. Before you inquire from me about cars, anything, so take a center to simu yangu. Chiba chiziki. Then you know because abakazi mukoma kwecho. So I was talking to a lady yesterday, and she wanted to buy the ISIS. You guys know the ISIS. It's like brother or sister to the Wish, and she was buying it at 30 million. It was a UBN. Now, my first question was, why are you buying a used car at 20 million? Why don't you consider buying other cars that you can buy at 20 million and they are new? You can get a Passo at 20 million, you can get a Vitz at 20 million. Actually, she wasn't buying at 20 million, she was buying at 24. The ISIS used. Now, for starters, if you find a car and they are selling it to you at 24 UBN, you need to ask yourself why. Why are they selling the car 24 million? Because you'll find that car in the bond is like 20, 29, 30, and UBN is not a very old number plate. So why are they selling it at 24 million? It's because the model can get because you cannot find a Wish at UBN for starters. So the ISIS bobo isanze want bayinza lojiguza kwa abiri bwebanga oliye mu kutte bulungi okitegere. Good morning, car lovers. Please remember to share, like, and share. Thank you, Nick, for reminding them. Wayne K, after Impreza model 2016. I don't even know how it looks like. I'll have to Google and see how it looks. Here, Katinda Sawas, then I'll tell you that people are driving 2010, 2000, up to 2012. At the moment I've got 2012 model. Aba mubede. You know, I've got 2012. Aba mubede. At the moment I've got 2016. At aba mubede nyo. Because if they're selling, I think they can Impreza like 2009, 2008. Probably you can get it at 26, 25. Okay, 26, 25. So I'm thinking the 2016 in the 30-something million. Now, for someone to get 30-something million and buy a 4-seater car, abamugagamu oba secho center ina we yazikubiye okitegeera. So but for anyone that has 25 million, for you to go and buy a car that is not fresh from the bond, I find that would be a bad decision on your part. And I would not advise it. Okuja kumbo kiremedde ko nyoro ogamba nze ne kankola ensobi zange ndizisesulira okitegeera. and it's okay for people to make their own mistakes. Yeah. Good morning, Abby. Good morning, Ibrahim. Yeah. So bade njogera ka 10 I find that it's overpriced for nothing. I would not advise you to buy a 10 at 10 million. Nebo gisanga iri ku number chi. I would totally not advise you because then at around 16 osobola ofuna wishi nga ate mpya mu okusinga ate ng'ekola emirimu okusinga egya 10 n'emisi pitewa. Yeah, so ngata kubo wempita wali waliwo kajjamu wenzira wali wajja tambula wempita wali. So for you guys that have your money 25 million, you're advising kwa yabwerere tewali nsonga why you're going to buy a used car at 25 million. It's not an SUV, because trust me, SUVs are very expensive in the bond. So if anybody bought it at 20 something million, it would be understandable, because you cannot get it in the bond at 30 million. SUVs in the bond zilimu million ya 5 nkaga, at least the good ones. If you find an SUV it's cheaper than 50 million in the bond, it's probably a bad SUV and you should not buy it. Whatever the extra nazote zili mu million asatu okitegeera ngate extra already motoka mbi fenna tukimanyi. Arthur, is your car with VVTi engine? Yes, my car is VVTi. Ogala kumpa sente njagala 18 ne pizza ne meat bait. Waliwo wano bani hapa milioni 13. Iyo offer ntono nnyo, very little money for ndina mu SSR weno. Bale mwe bagayi mwe. Bwobange sawa weno driving a car that doesn't have AC. Nienda mumanyira lulimba denga samanyira AC. Murugo jugenda drum ziri wansi. Nekati ngenda mumanyira nakoye bugu muri Kampala. Atenjukira when it's raining as well, then the windscreen has mist. So because of the mist, then you still need to put AC to deal with the mist on the windscreen. So that and when it's raining, actually you need the AC even more. So kakati ndabika najimanyirideyo. And also I've someone was telling me kakati kwe Arthur akamuruka kabantu ngaba kategedde. Yera yagala n'okunguza benzi eyo. Gulechi benzi cyuse muko. Mulumu mvuga benzi. Abana badduka pitch ku Northern Bypass. Ngabali ngabera evident ye body. Like when you're riding a motorcycle, you're the body. Like, why are you going so fast? Olaba nange mu Corolla yange namukadde ntyo okudduka. So today's question Friday, guys. Next week I'm going to have again, and yeah, next week we'll have a guest. I'll tell you which guest we'll have next week, and then I'll tell you what we'll be talking about. But today is our day. You can ask about cars. This is the day you get free consult. Yeah, you can ask anything about cars and I will answer. I have to go and research. So my car has a 1NZ engine, which is a very good engine, though not as durable as we want to purport it. That is also Subaru and Romana Yajikubia. The people that stop at traffic lights where there is a zebra crossing and they stop in the middle of the zebra crossing, I find that they are very idiotic. Like, why would you stop in the middle of a zebra crossing? And sometimes I find that abantu bagenda ne bapapanga alinga ina jalaga. Ninga ne jalaga tainayo kyagenda kukolayo. Kati mumulaba oli wa Haria abadda papa naye era baba kajjamu ko kayine ngeje kahambulingamu abantu. Kati mugirabe yo paso yetuli maaso UBM milioni 19 depending on, of course, ne motoka empya nazo zitaaga okebera waliwo ezina condition nga si nungi. Kati yo paso milioni 2 ngo evugire motoka yonga mpya. So why would you be buying a used car at 20 million? Okujja kamalala nti njagala motoka nene ngate olumu ne space temugikozesa. That car has, it's weak, but you can make sure that you get a 1.3 liter. Say don't buy a 1.0 liter, buy 1.3 liter. And also ne bwoba oguze 1 liter, you can manage it. Nze ngenda ba disapproving angenezi je paso mu bond eyo njivuga omwaka mudama nga teina kyefudde muyingi. Okitegeera. Apparently people start ne bwaba omuntu atambula yekka, there are people nga atambula yekka to go to work, na atambula yekka to go back home, but somehow that person will start believing that they need a big car. If you're most of the time you're traveling alone, I'm telling you this, you don't need a big engine car. Because akakamoto kamukaraba kapaso, it can carry 1 person, 2 people sufficiently. That can actually carry a family of 4 very well without struggle. Choba linya, you don't race with the Corollas, because Corolla urabe a kabia Subaru, urabe a kabia RAV for 2,400cc. Kapaso. Don't race with the people, drive at your own pace. You can manage a paso. Morning, Arthur. RAV for old model in good condition. Can I get between 8 to 12 million? Yes, you can, but it will have a lot of things to fix. You'll have a lot of things to fix. So, if you really want a RAV4 that is in good condition, I'd recommend you have about 15 to 16 million. Yet again, between 20 to 25 million, you can get the model that comes after that one, which has a VVTi engine, has the same engine as a Primo new model. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, Arthur. How much should I be with a non-problematic drone? Jimmy. But ideally, every person, especially the guys that are driving taxis, are not recommending that you buy a used drone. This is what I'm going to recommend to you. If you have about 35 million, 40 million, those drones in the board are like 60, 70, and even 80, I think, depending. So my recommendation would be, if you have some money, and that, because I'm imagining you want to buy a drone for business. If you want to buy a drone for business, my recommendation would be that you pay that money in the bond bakubanje. The motoka ekole yesasule nengo okimanyi you have started with a car that has no problems, that you don't anticipate any problems, at least in the near future, and that if any problem comes up, it would be you who caused it. With commercial vehicles, I think if you have access to go to a board and they give you on credit, go and get yourself a car, because it's going to be a performance car. It's going to be it's going to be a work car. You're going to be using that car for work. So there is no reason why you buy those advanced technology cars, drones. If you have some money, 40 million, 30 million, jizitwale yo mu bondi bajja zikwata take emotoka kukubeta ndiko kola yesasule emaleyo sente zaayo. That's my advice, Jimmy. If you're sure about the business in Gojibaze, you have done the mathematics, because it's one thing entering the business when you know how it's supposed to work, and it's another to enter the business simply because other people have entered. I've seen so many people that have struggled with the transport business, ended up giving up on it. There is a guy, Yansanga and Bakery Matuga, was buying bread, and then he said, I'm happy to see you. There are times you talk about things and it's like you're talking about me. I bought a taxi, gave it to my own brother, and I suffered. My brother wasn't paying me money. I got to a point where I was borrowing Posho and Mokene from the shop. When my brother was actually driving my taxi, he would not give me money. He would be there and then he would tell you, for him he was saving until I sold the car. He told me he bought the car for 10 million, but he sold it 10 million because he wanted to recoup some money. And then he said, with the money he sold the taxi, he went and bought land on Semto Road. I think he bought about 2 acres. Now people are trying to give me 60 million. I don't want. I want to get a lot of money out of my land. All the money I lost in that taxi, I have to get it back. So as you invest in the taxi business, I'm imagining you're investing in the taxi business, you need to be really, really careful. Make sure you have all those loopholes covered, of drivers stealing your money, because they don't steal money directly. Sometimes the driver akugamba emotoka nfu efudde kino naye nga talina kyefudde. He's a mechanic, but he told me ye yatunda na nyumba y'okugula taxi eyo. He sold his house to buy a taxi. So he told me that he's a mechanic, but he sees drivers every day cheating car owners. A driver will come, park a taxi there, tell a mechanic why you want to see, and then he will take a picture of the mechanic under the taxi, and then he will send the owner of the car message. Banange motoka etufuddeko bagiyiza naye biganye tulina kugula byuma bipya bya mitwalo 5 nyina wabiri gembadde nkoze, and the owner will even add money. So that day the owner will count sikoze eyo sente yadde 10 ku motoka yange, and then he will add some of the money he has been making for the past few weeks. Okitegeera. So you need to be very careful. Would you recommend buying a Ipsum and change faulty engine to 1.8? No, Jeremy. No, it's not worth it. It's totally not worth it. I totally understand that the Ipsum is one of those affordable cars, but no. Right now, I actually don't recommend someone to buy any what should I say? I don't recommend that you buy any EFI or carburetor car. You should only buy it if it's the only option you have. But if at all you can afford to buy a car with a VVTi engine, that's the way to go. What you thinking? And even the VVTi engine cars, you need to have good mathematics. But the Ipsum, buy it and use it in its original condition with its original engine, no problem. And the Ipsum, majority of the time I recommend that you buy it if it's only for business. It's the same thing with the Nua, the old model Nuas. Don't buy that old model Nua if it's not going to be for business, because zinywa ate yo Nua simanyi obalumbe simanyi na kumanya nuwenywa. So if you're going to be buying a Nua, you should buy the Nua that I normally recommend, the Salmon, the one that is on the picture of this, on the DP of this broadcast. That's the Nua 2004. Now that one, someone shared it with me because I've had interest in buying that Nua before. So someone shared with me and he's selling it at 12.5. It's a USZ. So if anybody is interested in a Nua, right now, personally, I'm still handling other things, so I may not be able to buy it. Naenga, I'm sure, because me I would bargain. Nenjigula million, inga kumi nemu, ochitegeere. So if there is anyone that has had like 12 million and you want to buy a car and save some money, the Nua I have, I've not really gone to see it, so I would have to inspect it with you. So we would go and inspect it and see. It looks to be a very good car. The interior is really clean. And I'm on the 12.5. So, but I'm thinking the 500 is for brokers. I want him to pay his own brokers, so I'll definitely bargain up to 11. But me, by the time we bampereza this car, see ready. Omanyinze ba broker bampereze moroka nga zirimo rusubuzi sometimes. So nabo bongeramu, they add their money. So I would bargain and probably get it 11, 10.5, somewhere there. Yeah, it's in someone's home though. Broker against an yeah. So if you're planning to buy any van, minivan, try as much as possible to get one that has a VVTi engine. Good morning, Joshua. I have 37 million and I'm earning around 4 million monthly. Which car can I get? Then okay, at 4 million, me, I would recommend that you don't try to go out of the ordinary. Don't try to go out of the ordinary so much, because there are people that have job security, like people that work in government, income will only increase. They never lose their jobs, and their income never goes down. The money can come late, but it never goes down. But if you're in the private sector, of course, in the private sector, there are also professionals. The next job he gets is actually much more money. But because you want to also have savings, I'd recommend that you don't go so far beyond the normal. If you're going to buy an SUV, you could buy like a Kawundo that is used, because 37 can get you like I think a UBD. You get like, you see the UBD that is in front of us. Or at 37, I would recommend that you buy an ordinary car like a Fielder if you're not into SUVs that much. Like a Fielder, because you will buy it even 35 ampere, the Bondi, okay? And then use like a 1 to put tires and a tracker. And you drive your Kanga budget and keep the yeah. So I wouldn't recommend however much money you make, because you have already adjusted to that class. Million, family adjusting, say you go out, you do the activities you do that already take money. So I wouldn't want you to count that all that 4 million should be counted on the car. Probably say I have a budget of about 1.5 for the car every month, because in Morocco you have after every day, and it depends on where you live also. But then you also have to know that as a family man, so I would recommend you buy, if you're into SUVs, 37 is going to get you a used SUV. But 37 will definitely get you. You can get a Wish, you can get a Fielder, you can get the new 2008, 2009 model. Right? So you see, you have options. Even if you didn't go to SUVs, you can go to the Bond and get a car that is Bond used, Japanese used. It's a 37. So I would recommend you actually get a Wish or a Nua or a Fielder, because that money you'll buy that car and be done. And then if you go with me, I could probably even get you a better deal. So, but then with those cars that I've talked about, there are chances that you will use maximum. I don't know where you live, but if you live like the distance I live, you would find yourself using about 1 million max on the car. Not even 1 million a month. You'd probably use 600, because kunywa mafuta, or bush or service and all. But if you live near town, you're a corporate that lives like probably in Nigeria, and you work in like Luzira, you'll probably use even 500,000 a month. Yeah, because that's a very near distance. Probably if you're a Subaru person, you can also look at the Subarus that you would get. I'd not recommend all the other cars, Smanya Chevrolet, Smanya Mazda, Mercedes Benz. Those are cars I would not recommend. I actually recommend the Mercedes Benz to be a second or third car. Talk about Mercedes Benz if it's going to be your first car. So I have a meeting here. Let me see. Probably I can call on him and see if he's ready. We're battery ready. Then I continue with my broadcast for some time. Let me call him out. Hassan. What are you let me check. Right, you are saving a copy. Was that right? To export. Morning, Mavoga Jet Center, Antonio, good morning. Ewewa kama akuno sisu bidatu nazijeko. Sazijeko. Na ye. Sajeko ko. I just copied. oliiba oba bikudde hard drive yange wazisevinze mu folder ki zino kuno okuzaaka kweziri. After, do you have knowledge about investment funds? No, yeah? Nedda nabika mbiina lindako kuba kino kyanguya si kyo nze mbadde manyi omaze dda n'okukola export. Kwebiri kuno kwati mubulamu 11 muno mubulamu 11 ate ekyo kitakuba 11 era teri ziri enkadde nteekwa okuba nina kwenzirina obaze na delete nze kuno leta ka drive akatono kati kyoka oba olina kuddamu ku exportinga buli kimu birimu ku exporting so pe kwa drive akatono kubanga siko wateeka luli tebiriiko soko mjimpeeko. So question Friday guys, question Friday. Investment funds sizimanyi nnyo, but there is one that I've been following bagiyita mazima. Ina mazima retirement plan. Then I think there is one thing he has, but in the apartment at on Entebbe Road. And it seems like it's something that can work. However, when you investment fund okuja kungeri very well registered, you may be risking your money. Kati ekitegeeza era byancha bwobozeemu bwoti mbambi linda kati ne bwoba okiza export bwoti dakikamme agana nga linda because kyenaalikoze oyinza okwesanga MTN internet in town is faster. Newesanga nti I can spend that work by evening.
Wanga senga zibaddewo zadibadde 5 minutes. Kakati ngosira bakuwa gugwa delete nze ebintu byange mu bino byebikadde bya sheri bidabako nedda kyandiba nga bwe nali nkoppa You didn't answer me about self-deposit boxes. I've been trying to figure out about that. I'm going to give you an answer. Nakagenda mu bank satu nga yinga bonna bonna tebanda bakumba answers. Oba baawulamu bantu ki bibawa safety deposit boxes. Zino video nga ndaba ziri important. Ntenza kati ono gwampadde yesterday. Mbange ndagattamu 11 yokka kati teeka tuba tukikola tuti ziri zino zewampadde yesterday kuno naye kati anti olina okukola olina okukola backup ya project ogikoze anze kankulinde wano. Okay guys, why naye nga byo biyiseemu byebyo waliwo okuweereza ebintu nga tebiwera. Episode zonna zono ziyiseemu zikola sense. Kale bagayi nkomyewo kati nkomyewo kansubire DTB Finance Trust IM Bank Baroda ayo mbadde sinagendayo, mbadde njali ku banka ezaffe ez'omuntu wa Uganda ze mbadde ndiko ne kaakati bana abaleeta omupiira ono bamuyita batya. I was told Exim Bank and Sendari have them, but I've had a lot of issues between Sendari and this. Sendari has a lot of issues, even to do with bank accounts. Just normal bank accounts, but there are issues. That's it. Nika kati ono wawa. Yes, Immaculate. Good morning. Visible to me. Baba. Okay. So ndoza abadde abuuza ku safety deposit boxes ozirabye Mark Benjamin byatugambye ngenda I'm going to go and research on that myself because fena tuzeetaaga those safety deposit boxes Kampala wa phone. Others mja kwesanga nga mutambula ne paperwork wa mwe na buli wamu. Nye kati fana Uganda tatuleka papula tetubira na jewelry. Tetutambula na jewelry, tetubira na jewelry oyo wa bei nyonyo. Papula. So guys, it's question Friday today. This is the day that you can get to ask whatever question you have and I will answer for free. Let me make this clear again. Bwobato nambuuza kibuuzo kyonna teeka ekiziki ku simu yange outside YouTube, outside question Friday. If you're asking me anything about cars, you put ekiziki on my phone. My phone number is in the description of this channel, and then you go ahead and ask me. Okitegeera. I will be very nebo nombulize sawa satu nja kuba sefaayo nja kumanya ba abane bafunya amata. Does Lactis have good resale value? Every car has good resale value if you're not in a hurry. Every car has very bad resale value if you are in a hurry. Buli bwobeera papa. Okay? Buli bwolibeera nga opapa. Emmotoka ya rais. Buli bwolibeera nga topapa. Emmotoka ya bei. Okitegeera. Arthur, what happened to Sahara pickups? They got replaced. They don't perform as well as the new. Actually, instead of buying a Sahara pickup, just buy like an Elf or buy a vagita matieno. Waliwo Elf, waliwo Canter, what you take it because of Musajja. Someone will want to sell you a Sahara at let's say 20 million. You can get the Elf, Canter at 25. The Elf and Canter do much more work than the Sahara, and they are more current. They have better resale value. So I don't think I would recommend anyone to buy a Sahara. Good morning, Arthur. Some light on the Airtel shares being put on sale for the public. Still wondering why they didn't include Airtel money. Okay, there is a way I've done my math, and the shares of public companies, the public companies in Uganda don't make sense unless you have a lot of money. Unless you have a lot of money.
So personally, I find that yes, it's good for you to have shares, and if you have that money, you'd rather put it into shares, because shares grow, companies grow, which again their value grows. However, personally, I found that buying into insurance, like the period you save, you go and buy bazita advertising of funds, insurance companies. I'd rather have different accounts in those places than buying shares in a company when you have little money. Like I can save like 600,000 in different insurance companies, which again, and I know if I save for the next 5 years, if I save let's say 20 million, by then I'll have about 40 million, which again, and then I can withdraw that money, then put it back, and then probably if I get a lump sum of like 40 million, I could buy shares at once, because those shares zikola sente nyingi okusinga omuntu aguze shares. Like the guys that are buying shares at 100,000 shares, we calculate your dividends, then we okusasulako omusolo, ogenda okwesanga nga in the end omuntu aguze shares entono. It only makes sense if you're investing a lot of money. So I find that the shares is a zona for any company, especially for these big companies, because there's so many shareholders. Your shares, katbagenda kuguza shares, I don't know how much are they selling their shares at Airtel. I think I said the same thing with Umeme. The people that are gaining from Umeme shares and MTN shares are the guys that actually buy a lot of shares. Let me see the share price. And of course, Airtel is one company that will not lose value. If things keep going the way they are going, I'm trying to see their share price here. Every share goes for 100 shillings. I'm trying to read an article here so that we Arthur, clarify about new shape. Why is it cheap compared to the old shape? Do the new shape have issues? The new shape used to have issues with electronics, but that was before our mechanics here figured out a way to fix them. But now our mechanics know how to fix those issues. So but they figured out a way to fix them. And why the old model Nuas because the old model Nuas, people basically want to buy them more than the new shape. Also, the old model Nuas, they are fewer than the new shape. But the new shape Nuas, and I'm imagining you're talking about the 2002-2004 model, they are much better, although people don't know. People are just scared. You have to realize that majority of people that are buying those vans are old-fashioned people. Bantu bali abedda abamanyi kyebamanyi kyekirungi. It's like there was a time I was buying my Vits, naningula Vits yange 13 eyo VVTi. Then the mechanic yali mukwano gwange said, emotoka y'amasannyalaze n'ogisobola. Lwaki toguze akamotoka nga ka 10? Ke kamotoka akalungi. That's also one of the reasons why bu-10 bakyabuseera, because waliwo abantu abakikwata nti 10 ye motoka ennungi, nti emotoka ezo ezedde olwokuba bisiba mangu engine ye motoka ennungi. So but personally I will buy the new model, the new shape Nua any day, and that's why brokers are sending them to me, because I told them I want to buy. Naye kati when nali nyina sente nga ziri disposable ne batampeereza ate babinkeereza kati. So I'm trying Airtel is established itself as a BGBG. So I want you to imagine that they are selling 8 billion shares, which makes 20% of the company. And I'm imagining this is like a condition given by government. So they are selling 20%, and the value is 800 billion. Kati. So if they are selling shares, 20% shares, okay, so it's saying that with 20% of the shares being issued, the total market capitalization of Uganda securities will increase from about 7.2 trillion to about 11.2 trillion. Now, they are selling 8 billion in shares. How much are you going to buy of the 8 billion? That's what you have to figure out. Now, I totally understand that the company is going to be worth 11 trillion. And that's okay. But if you're buying a share at 100 shillings, it's going to give you returns of how much? Let's imagine it gives you a return of 20% per annum. Together, you're going to get 20 shillings. Is it 20? 20 shilling from your 100 every year, which I doubt. Now, if you get 20, okujjako nga oyinawo emiliyoni zo nga 4, nze ndaba lwogenda okufuna mu shares ezo, naye bangula miliyoni emu, it's better that you first of all oteeke sente zo in because I remember when I was at MOOC, we had a lecturer called Muhumuza Michael. I think he's now a doctor, and he told us he bought shares at New Vision. He told us he bought shares worth 300,000 in 1993. Now, you need to understand that in 1993, emitwala asatu gali manchi. 300,000 in 1993 was a lot of money. Ngero omuntu apangise nyumba y'emitwala asatu aba mugagga. Kati yagula shares that were worth 300,000 in 1990. In the 1990s, that was a lot of money. But right now, 1 million is not a lot of money. Abana 1 million bazinywa ekiro. Okitegeera. So, kati gatta for me shares, I find that eyo million embo ogikwata n'ogizaaza, because bw'oba oli mu sharp million emu osobola ogizaaza ne kodde million emu n'ekitundu every like 2 months. Okitegeera. Nze bwe nkigattagatta nga nze. Shares don't make sense. I bought Safaricom. They have performed well after close to 15 years. Ndozo okiraba Jeremy abagamba. Because at least for him, he has shares in Safaricom, and Safaricom is a very big company. Eh? So personally, the shares doesn't call it a sense. Nganze ngona dala ngoina sente ntono. It needs ngoina mu akasenta akawera n'okula shares nga ziwerera ddala. After clarify about no ownership Chonchimaze, which car importing company would you recommend one to use? How long would it take for one to receive the car? I don't recommend any importing company because I've not used any. Yemazima. So I would not recommend Mbankulimba. Lucky Mose, good morning. Good morning, Kavira. Good morning, Waswa. I know there are a lot of Subaru people here. What is the recommended garage that deals original parts and good maintenance? I find that Subaru doesn't have a lot of fake parts. That's a fact. But Subaru doesn't have a lot of fake parts. But you should find I think you should find a specialized Subaru garage. There are plenty of those. Is there someone that drives a Subaru here? If there is anyone that drives a Subaru, probably give us share the name of the garage where you take your Subaru. Arthur, please tell me more about the behind doors of the Sienta Raum. They seem so fragile. What is the durability? They are durable. You should handle them with care, and then you'll see no trouble. Those doors have no problem. Even the RAV4 doors. You mean the sliding doors? I thought the rear doors. The behind doors of Otegeza ya boot. Sliding. The one thing that kills the sliding doors on the Sienta and the Raum is that people handle those cars with a lot of energy. Taxi. You'll find that you have a lot of trouble. So, but those doors have no problem. Andrew is saying, also hear about buying government bonds these days. Some light on this business will also be much appreciated. I'm going to host someone that deals in that very soon on one of these question Fridays, so that you guys can ask him whatever you want to ask him. I'll also have him on a podcast very soon. So, but government bonds, it's just a secure way of putting or keeping your money. they don't give you more than 10% annually, and then you have to pay tax on the returns. So when you watch together, so it should be just a secure way of you putting your money in the kazara. That's shares, government bonds. The thing with government bonds is you're lending the government, so your money will come back the way you put it there with some profit. But with shares, if a company goes down, if it goes under, you're a shareholder, you go under with it, with however much money you have invested. That's what you gain. But bonds, they are secure. It's not the government, you know, never vacate that is no kusasu. Arthur, do you have any idea about data consumption of CCTV camera? I don't think you should get a CCTV camera that requires data. Okuja konga you're not in the country, nga you want to put a CCTV in your home or to monitor your home. But if you're in the country, you don't need data. Put CCTV camera and put that DVR that records, and then you come and go through the data later. If you're going to have CCTV in your home, I would recommend you get a data provider that gives you unlimited internet, like UTL. You get like Wiremax. There are those guys that give you unlimited internet per month. And it's unlimited. So if you're going to be using CCTV with data usage, that's what I would recommend. I see Subaru Motors heads recommended Walter's Garage. I think it's located in Chireka. Do you have any experience with electric motorcycles from Sipiro Uganda Limited? The one thing I have, the only issue I have with those guys, the guys I've interacted with, I've talked to the guys that have those motorcycles, but they tell me that you ride that motorcycle, and if the battery gets depleted, you have to go back to the guys that sold you the motorcycle. They take out they use that battery, put a new battery. It's like having a petrol station thing. So if they were selling me a motorcycle and I could charge it at home, or the motorcycle recharges itself, it would be okay. But if I have to take back the battery every time, it's, for me, I find that it's inconveniencing. That's the only thing I know about the motorcycles. I find that it's inconveniencing. I talked to about 5 guys that have those motorcycles, and that's what they tell me. I don't know if they lie. Star 165. Can wish engine fit in new? No, it and it will be very expensive. It will also be very expensive for you to do. If you're going to change the engine, you're going to change the gearbox, you're going to change the computer, and definitely you have to modify the wiring. Not worth it. So instead of buying a new one and then fitting the engine, just buy the Wish, collect money and buy the Wish. I want the body of a new one in Wish engine to make one Kano. Leave it. Just buy the new Nuwa like Mose. The new Nuwa has no issues, by the way. Yusuf Sulaiman, good morning Kevin. Yeah. Nina idachika mukaga, I have only 6 minutes mbasibule. Ngenenda bono mwami byako na kuwaka wangate. I want to make sure that it's okay. Thank you for reminding them. Mark, like the broadcast. You guys are 44. We should have 44 likes and 44 shares. Like the broadcast and share. Like the broadcast and share. Kamseuka na akarango. I do pre-purchase inspection, guys. If you're going to buy a car and you want to get a good deal, I come with a mechanic to make sure that that car is in very, very good condition and make sure you get a good deal. Now, when I can make sure I get you a good deal. Which take it, of course, also pre-purchase inspection fee. Because I realize the issue with bonds is not actually that they are. Sometimes you can get a good car from the bond, but you get it at an overprice. After, please compare CVT and automatic gearbox. CVTs actually have no problem. CVTs are very good. They save fuel. So a CVT car, a CVT gearbox car will use less fuel than an automatic gearbox car. But CVT is high maintenance. okitegeera CVT gearbox oil oyinza omusanga agenda mu gearbox one time wa mitwalo nga 7 okitegeera. So that you need to understand, but at Toyota Uganda they don't really sell it that expensive. On the topic of motorcycle, shed more light on Honda Forza scooter. Leave it alone. My technician, the technician I work with when we are installing trackers, he used to have a Forza scooter. Nayenga he fixes it nekola weeks bidi neddamu nefa. He fixes it nekola weeks bidi neddamu nefa. I would not recommend to buy it. Ati bagenda jikusera bagiguze million 3. Wachitegera, don't. Ata can I pay 400k for inspection to be done in February next year? Zimpe ati kati bwengoba sente kati. Zimpe, you give me a eat. But don't book. Don't book if you're paying for inspection that is will be done in February. Pay the full amount. Recording enti yazimpa. Ekirungi emotoka yange ebaamu amafuta. Ndoza ne makanika mweleweze mu book ne makanika mu bookingirewo. You can pay full amount temumbukingako because mumbukingako notuko mwako kuja tendo sasule emitwalo 4 kiba kinyingira nga balamba charginga nkaaga. For the guys that don't know, pre-purchase inspection fees starting January 2024 is going to be 600,000. This year it's going to be 400,000. Next year it's going to be 600,000. But if you pay the 400,000 now, no booking. Njakuwa ne receipt yo, wobere nayo, then next year tugenda because tukole the inspection. But if you're going to do inspection next year and you want me to help you do it, you'll have to pay 600,000. Which take it. Yeah. But I hope you guys are doing well today. Thank you for being part of the Question Friday. This is the day you can ask me anything about cars and for free, and I'll answer for free. However, the practice now is that if you want to ask Arthur anything about cars over the phone on WhatsApp, the first thing you need to do is send 50k on his phone. 50k temuddamu waliwo abampereza omutwalo n'amala okukuweereza n'alyoka akubuuza akuweza ne ka message ka screenshot nga aguweereza. 5 ba aba ne banywa amata. Ba aba ne banywa amata. Honda Forza, all those big scooters, you have to get about 2010 up to date. The old model has more problems and spares are not available. Definitely, Hashim, thank you. Atenga 2010 bagenda jikusera, you have to be passionate about motorbikes for you to actually buy 2010 model motorbike, because baja jikusera bajiguze milioni 215 okitegeera. After which accounting system can be used for a poultry farm? I think poultry, you can use any, you can even use but there are systems that are specifically made for poultry. You go to Google, there is a solution for every business. It will be a little expensive, but it will be personalized for you. Also, if you don't find, because normally I find that every business has its own needs. It's business you're going to be oyagara. Dr. Jonathan, sitabu say, economy. Also, Dr. Jonathan, I find that some of our Ugandans are just over lazy. Like, you see how we have this Question Friday, Dr. Jonathan, Question Friday, you can ask anything for free. But I find that majority of people don't want to invest the data to actually come and watch these things and ask the questions for free. They want to come and get the information outside this time. Time ya broadcast yenuje yokubuza ebibuuzo ebyo. Naye omuntu akubira already oli mukola bintu bidala n'agamba inawo kubudde n'akubeza ku simu eddakiika 10. Okitegeera. Ate n'otandika kuddamu ebyo bibuuzo. Which I am trying to limit that, because I used to do that. I find that it's counterproductive for me. So bobonzija ku mirimu gyange emirala. This time 7:15, normally it's 7:15 to 9 a.m. because if you look at the clock now it's 8:12. Now you know genda because I have to see what this gentleman is doing for me. But normally we bavuga ngenda ku mulimu. If I reach work at 9, I get off at 9. So this is the time that you can actually ask anything you want to ask and ask for free. People don't want to utilize that. Even on TikTok, people still don't want to utilize that. Nayenga atayagala special treatment, nayenga atayagala jisa sulira. Dr. Jonathan, bwe nkusanga wano ku YouTube, nkubuuza ebintu kubwerere. But trust me, there is no way I'm going to come to your doctor's office. Ate njagala onkolera ebintu kubwerere. okitegeera bwenzija ku doctor's office ogenda kujja buno obuntu bamupimisa wano stethoscope ompime wano ompime eno onkonekoneko wano bino byemukonakonako ebyo byonna byonna siyinza kwagala obikolere bwereere okitegeera. Arthur, what you say about the Nua Tuara for just filling stuff? It's a good car, but if for just filling stuff which is not very profitable, and if it's a business thing, why don't you guys go to the bond? Emorokaza businesses zisinga bwosobodde ogenda mu bond genda yo. The Nua 2009, 2008, 2010 model is 35 million. 35, 37, of course, depending where you buy. Why don't you go? If it's a business car, I'm thinking you have calculated it in a chibakolera sense. So if it makes sense, why are you buying a car at 15 million when you can get a new one at 35? Mathematics. Ndaba bataga same Yusuf. I'm not an NBA fan. I don't follow sports. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Yusuf. In a way, we bang motoka ya business. Ngadala business ekola sene, because when a business gets to a level ngesobola okutambuza staff yayo mu motoka ne batwale wakane yebaza ku mulimo, it means that business is actually making money. So if that business is making money, genda bakuwole motoka nnuwe eyo milioni 3.5 kiseko milioni nga 22 ojeyo motoka nga mpya nga driver tagenda kulima nti ate yafudde kiri okitegera n'omulimu gwe gwa prestige ndoze ekyo nkimaze. Jeremy, get a data scientist to tailor-make a system suitable for your business, including all KPIs you want to see on your dashboard. Definitely, Joshua, what I'm saying. Every business has needs. It's really different. I've tried to use software. To reach your business. Because being in a third world country, it's very hard to find a system that would work for your particular business. Because there are costs that you have that the other software did not put into account. Then there are savings you make that still the other business do not have put into consideration. So I would find that this option is much better. I'm actually going to talk with my sister. She's a data scientist. Maybe she could make some money from you, Jeremy, and then I'll get back to you. Good morning, Arthur. Go process by process. Add 100k, then the other year add 100k. Munange Solomon, what happens is bamakanika benkola nabo omanyi kyembamba fiirizeri. Let me tell you this, when a random mechanic goes to inspect a car for you, they will offer him as much as 500,000. Sometimes they offer 1 million for them to simply say a motoka jigule. Solomon, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm getting someone that would have easily gotten 800,000 from inspecting your car, okay? Because the person selling sometimes can offer even 1 million. I'll give you an example. We went to inspect a car. Someone called me, was already in Machindie, trying to buy a RAV4. They were selling him a RAV4 at 16 million, which was worth 9 million. The first thing they did, they got my mechanic aside and they told him, we are giving you 1 million. That person paid us 350,000 to do inspection. Do you realize that I'm taking a mechanic from 1 million? Solomon. So yes, to you, it seems like the extra 200,000 is too much, but the amount of money I'm saving is too much. Actually, that gentleman, the one that was buying a RAV4 at 16 million, we got him a better RAV4 at 9.5. Or it was not even 9 million. So I find that Solomon, 200,000, if I don't want the people that think 200,000 is a lot for them. Why? Because then you can go and work with someone that will easily eat 1 million. You give him 200,000, he eats 1 million. Yeah, so the charges stick at 600,000 next year. And I also find that when the service is too affordable for everyone, you even get people that don't value the service. I want people that will actually value the service and value even the advice I give them. Because we invest. By the way, if you said you give me 400,000 now, but making rounds for us to get you your car, we have used 150 or 100,000 in fuel. So you give me 400,000, but I actually get 300,000 and give the mechanic some, and then I give some. So And then I do verification, which I also pay for. Karim is saying Dimuagiziwa Manu. Nalipagira Manu mu senior one. But now I don't even know what Manu stands. I know it's Manchester United, but I even went to Manchester one time to perform, and I walked by the Manchester that stadium for Manu, and I didn't even get the urge to get into the stadium to visit. So I'm not really a football fan. I'd be lying to you if I say I'm a football fan. So depending on the size of the business, JK is telling you, Jeremy, one can easily create a simple Excel workbook that covers everything they need. A much bigger business requires more, of course. Thank you, JK. Me, I personally, because when I tried those systems in Uganda, no system gives me what I want. I started using Excel, and it's working properly for me. All my KPIs are covered. I can adjust it whenever I want. But of course, then it requires work and concentration, which some people may not have. So that's why some people want to get an already built system. I have to come to figures. Does Magdalene is asking, does the 350,000 tracker include engine disabling? Yes. You can disable the engine. You can see where your car has been even for the past 365 days. You can track the car in real time. Okay? And you can also create a map, like a geo center, the place where you don't want your car to go beyond. That if it goes beyond that, it gives you an alert. Also, you can create speed limits that if in case the person driving the car goes beyond the speed limit, even if it's you, the tracker will give you an alert that you know what, there is overspeeding here. Yes, good morning, JK. Whatever the new advice here, Jeremy, I think you could also consider, because Excel, then you don't have to pay anyone. You just do it yourself. If you don't know the formulas, you go to YouTube and get some formulas there. Papa, good morning. Bambi, kindly, what's the fairest amount for a fielder 1.8? Used or in the bond is 35 million. You get 2008 model. Of course, if it goes to 2008, 2010, the amount increases. But 2008, okay, in the bond 35 million, it will be a very good one. You can do all that in Excel. Yeah. By the way, Excel, but if you went and Excel but Excel is much easier to use than that one. Guy, thank you for being part of this broadcast. Bill Gadgets, thank you. Martha, Jombo Juma, Hashim, Kagwa Dennis, Deep in Coffee, Deno Wayne K, Nick Wabui, Busobora Ibrahim, Mukenya Abi. Arthur, tell me about automatic D1, D2, D3, D4. Those are, D1 is like gear number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, just like that. That's what it means. Chris Mugwanya, Abe is saying ISIS is not common in Uganda. People just don't like it. And then resale value anyone see. Daniel Wayne K, Ben Kako, Hashim, Muyombia Mark, Onenwoon, Bright, Jeremy, Luima Jimmy, Mogalasi Joshua, Moses Heath, Antonio, Mavoga Jet Center, Moses Heath, Bana Mavoga Jet Center, Mwalie Kampala. For you guys that want to buy phones and laptops and perfumes, Yanga Biaresene perfumes. So Mavoga Jet Center, Mwalie Kampala. Bana Mavoga Jet Center, if you're still live, please put your address. Bajimanye. Tunda amasimu ago Dubai imports. Very good phones. Tunda ne laptops, then the perfumes. So Mavoga Jet Center ngabo nsoma manyaga no put your address so that people know where to find you. Ba kuiso we you come and tell me. Yeah. Brian Wanyama, Benjamin B, Narubega Immaculate, William Magezi, Juko Nicholas, Hashim, Lucky Mose, Mugabi Kavira, Waswa Bate, Andrew Okuni, Edwin Mugerwa, Pascal Joseph, Yusuf Sulaiman Al-Ghazai, Juko Nicholas, yes, Dr. Jonathan Chiwanuka, Nuri and Musali, Nsaji Phone Solutions, Joshua Kings, Mark W, JK, Johnson Rubinga, Prince Bucks. Good morning, Arthur. Kindly tell me about the Brevis. Avoid it. avoid the Toyota Brevis at all costs. Atenga Toyota banange bwekugamba nti Toyota eyo gireke kubanga jukira I'm advocate of Toyota, njagala nnyo Toyota, but bwekugamba nti Toyota gyesonga, it's probably good for you to avoid it. Power B is a graphic interface connected to an Excel file. Power B is better than Excel. I'll make time to learn Power B. Oh, Power B is better than Excel. Let me even note it here. If you guys are saying it's better, is it for Mac? But it's Power B seems to be an online tool. It's an online. Excel is offline. Excel is online. Excel is offline. I mean, you can use Excel from wherever. So, Mama Guy, Kamba Sibuli, I'll see you tomorrow. Is Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I'm live. I have to readjust my times to make sure that my live broadcasts don't get affected. Somehow, adult education is hard. Twina assignment jibatu wanini kakati sijijjuki. Baba atugamba kukola kimu kama yamanyi. Naye nga ngenda gikola. Manyi kati mulimu baffe. Let's do us. We do late. Nze kasita nfuna 85. Ebirala bye bimanyi. Nze kasita nfuna pass mark. Of course the pass mark was 70. Mani njagala 85. Sagala kubeera eri mbabede babo. So eyo nuwe eri kugundi mbagambye. Timmy, good morning. Can I install reverse cameras on a car? Yes, you can. Babiteka mu wiring, bateka mu reverse cameras, ne bajja ne babiyunga ku radio. So the radio does it. Ne bagiteka ne ku reverse switch. So no agent ku broadcast eyo bagimpereza nga bagitunda. Sinaji inspectinga. The person that sent it to me was saying 12.5. Of course, I have to bargain, I have to inspect and see how it is. So for the guys that have been wanting to buy this Noah, you can check on me. Nze bwemba sisobola kugigula. At least since abutajagaliza muntu abadde ajagala. So I'm the 12.5, but I'm thinking I can personally I would put him down at least up to like 10, over 10.5. 12.5 is really high. It looks like a very nice car, even the interior is nice. So you can probably hit my inbox and then we see what to do about. Of course, you have to pay for pre-purchase inspection because I didn't read your question, William. Let me look for it. Where is it? Manye bibuze bimute bidabika. William. Tola baneri nyali mbadde serious omye. Dabika sijida bitera bikabula bisi. William, can you repeat that question? Taina wera bikira. William, it's not anywhere. Kindly repeat the question. Can ninde go repeating? Please repeat the question in jidemu wanalo. So I find that Excel is very powerful, you people. So it has faster processing than Power B, but I'm going to study it. Power B has more specific objective. Please, William, ninze gonzide mbambi ku kibuuzo sikirabye eri. And Hashim, bwogula waliwo emmotoka z'ogula nga zijjiramu kati ezo fielder reverse camera ejjirako. William, Sirabi, I have not seen your question. Bane William, I'm waiting for you. Guys, if you have any other question, this is the time to post it. I'm going to say bye-bye. Yes. Actually, let me get my computer from here. Last chance for questions. Nimukusoma no Power B Jeremy. Someone beginning a small wholesale produce business, what advice would you give between buying a tricycle, tukutuku, or a pickup if he wants to include delivery? I think the tukutuku would work better because it's cheaper when new. Ontegera, at a tukutuku you're buying a brand new one. Ontegera, because the tukutuku, I think, isn't it about 8 million? I think 8 to 10 million. 8 to 10 million, the tukutuku. It can even go lower. Yes. Yeah, you buy a tukutuku, leave the pickup because the pickup ogenda gulanga nkade. And wholesale shops, it's very rare to find someone gatwala ebintu gabyetaga pickup in actual sense. Wakitegeera? No, Antonio. Me, I disagree with you. Pickup truck is going to buy an old pickup truck, which will require him to fix from time to time. The tukutuku is not only cheaper to fix, but it's also cheaper to buy even when brand new. For one to buy a pickup truck that is in good condition, they'll have to buy it at around 15 million. The tuk-tuk will not go beyond 10 million. Probably even 7. The tuk-tuk works perfectly. Tuk-tuk goes even in places that a pickup truck will not go. I don't know if you get what. Also, with wholesale shops, it's very hard to find someone that is buying sugar that really requires the Isuzu Elf or the Mitsubishi Canter. And yet, if you're going to buy a pickup, I personally only recommend we are going to do with Harry Shafter. Jeremy. But I would imagine you buy the brand that everybody is buying. I'm telling you, it can't be by mistake that particular brand is on the road everywhere. Oh, the other thing you could do, Jeremy, is you would ask motorcycle mechanics. I'm going to stop by motorcycle garage and ask for that. I'll come with an answer tomorrow. But Mweba guy, if you have a wholesale shop, a shop that sells just basic items, ebyawaka bibagula sukari muchere sigena na genda yeri onalabika amaze. You're selling household items, sukari muchere bidomola bichi. Don't buy a pickup truck. A pickup truck is too expensive to buy, too expensive to maintain. Exactly, Muyomba Mark. Even the soda depots now use tuk-tuks because pickups are too expensive to maintain. But then jagala kujja tuitemu katono. Nengo video wako bado mtadeko ye. Katigaza hard drive ya backup. Ya backup gisigaze. Kati ompeka linze nkopeleko ne 111 inga woli. So tuk-tuk can work for my ex transport. Jeremy, yes, tuk-tuk can work. Pickup truck egenda kuba ya bay kubwerere. Katate Jeremy abadda mpaana ga inspection. Ate agenda gula tuk-tuk empya. Nababwengo byana. Leta nsoke nkope 11 gikopa oli wano kakasa nti yeyi. Naye nga ziri endalo zibaze nga zo ziyita. Eno ya backup gisigaza okole backup. Enki watadde kuno teri kuno katika nkope. Yes guys, you can ask questions kati nsumbize ono nsimbula ngenda ku office ngenda baleka ko sigenda yatemba jira kochi byansi byakuleka ngenda baleka ko mbavuge mulireka esina nkingendo wulira ne kangene ndabe tomanya by evening nyizo bantaddeyo atubira lachita tuwa sente za Amina William. Ze tukutuku no, by the way you guys, tukutuku zirina amaanyi. Tukutuku kumpi motoka. Kekano just kariko episode 11 eh?
Kalalu
Neze nange badde ndabo oluddewo.
Badde ndikukola baaga.
So mwebagai, question Friday, you can ask questions. Tukyagenda maaso genda bajjako. Data mwe mumugula. Ate lwaki mba mbajjako. So the broadcast question Friday next Friday, I'm going to have a guest. I'll tell you who and on what subject so that you prepare your questions. Topic ya family planning na tugenda jogerako. Obaje mba nkole encha mukama ya mani. Let me see if I get inspiration to do the family planning topic tomorrow. Harry Shafter, what does the Chinese inscription on the t-shirt mean? I saw nakozaka app wano kagamba I like. That's what it meant then. I make sure that because Sagara I don't like shirts that have words. So when Mama Aban gave me the t-shirt, I made sure to use an app to see what it actually means. It means I like. I do homework. Episode 5 egula so sinegana okulaga bino zinendala biziraga ningambo bakiki. Olaba the advantage okuweereza wako no ngali mu package emwe. Tewajja kubaayo bino simanyambu waka. Yo no olaba oba nkwogera ne computer. Bano bali mukuulira waka atannaba kuteka. Yes Mark muna Jeremy yagano okundagirira ewuwe. Ate batabani bange baagala enkoko. They ask for chicken. N'ennyama bagiyita nkoko. Oh why? Ronnie. Yes. Question Friday kyagenda maaso kubaka akati omuntu abadde amaze byenjagala akole. Ne baba akabugu musimanyo bamwe mukawulira akali ebweru eyo. kati ntandise okutandika okulaba omugaso gwa group eyo. Anti nadde nali mbabuuza, I want to see that the group can actually do more than what we do here on YouTube. It's almost like YouTube, a person that is not good at networking here might actually not be good at networking even on WhatsApp. But of course the vote, ngenda kudayenda we vote. Nasema yo kulaba vote hiyo ngeli kuna 81%. For those guys that don't know, there is a vote on whether we should create a For the Love of Cars WhatsApp group. You can go and vote. Yeah. Amanyanga ise mte mugamba saga ogedde bannange bade nyino basibula naye kati mbajjira kochi kanvuge ngende ku muliro. Oli mutuufu. Antonio akola nimba services naye sina tekinabeera kiriya bulungi. So question Friday, guys, you ask the questions, we get the answers. We have professionals from different fields here. We have engineers, we have rich men, we have planned kids, we have rich women, we have architects. Recently, the gentleman I helped get the fielder from the bond is an engineer. There's some piece of work I wanted him to do for me, but then omanyinze webasi nakola chitu kyonna nsooka kuyita mu authorities. I went to Nansana municipality and what I wanted done plan tebasobola kugiyisa, so I have to sit down, go back to the drawing table, because kati e Kampala wano tukyambala gazimba bintu bitali ku plan. That one in front of us is a Subaru B4, very comfortable car, but the resale value is very low. Ate yenkaddeyo yenkaddeyo resale value mbi nnyo empya kalekaleko. Girl, I tell you this every day. A question Friday, talk about Platts. Okay, the Toyota Platts is the Vitz with the boot. The Toyota Platts is the Vitz with the boot. I don't recommend you buy the Platts or Kujakoga. It's a 1.3 or a 1.5 liter. The 1 liter Vitz Platts will make you suffer. Only buy a Platts if it's 1.3 or 1.5 liters. Okay, the 1 liter Platts is not worth it. It will require a lot of work. It will die very often on you, and I wouldn't want you to suffer because you bought the wrong car. It's the Vitz with the boot. It's like how you see the Alex and the Corolla. The Corolla is the Alex with the boot. You get eh? The Fielder is the Alex with the longer boot. The Fielder is the Corolla with the longer boot. Which tegera. Akabugu mukatutte Bulaya. Namwe Harry Shafter namwe muyine bugu mwe Bulaya. Ze nali manyi. All the times I've been to those countries, they have been called Europe, in America and Canada na akagenda yo munondi gumugumu. But in Europe, even when they say it's hot, it's cold. Kati ebintu byamwe tebitegeerekeka. Nabagamba rawumu muzeesonyiwe. Ogiraba eyemoroka yasuzi wano. Nabagamba rawumu muzeesonyiwe naye temumpuliriza. Ezo rawumu enkadde. You will cry premium tears. Exactly, Jeremy. Buy a tuk-tuk between 7 to 10 million, new one, and easy to maintain. Salmini aliwachinuwa chichino. Thanks. Go on and compare Platts with Sienta. If I were to buy Platts or Sienta, I would buy the Sienta. The Sienta is new technology. The Sienta, and if I were to buy a Sienta, automatic and CVT, I'll definitely buy the Sienta with CVT. I'm telling you this. People keep demonizing CVT they keep saying CVT. People keep saying CVT is a demon and all that, but I think CVT, if well maintained, CVT is very good. CVT saves fuel. But okay, in a CVT gearbox, tenywa gaya automatic. Tenywa nyonga ya automatic. Automatic nazo already tezinywa, but CVT is even much better. Just maintain it better. And if you buy a CVT gearbox car from the bond, don't change the CVT gearbox oil. Don't. Leave it. That gearbox oil was made to last the lifetime of the car. Leakage, then you can go and buy CVT gearbox, and normally I'll tell you to go to an authorized dealer. And in this case, I'll be telling you, if it's a CVT for Subaru, go to Kampala Motors. If it's a Nissan, go to Victoria Motors and all that. So CVT is definitely get better. Sienta is definitely better than the Platts, because Sienta was made with the boot in mind. It's even 1.5 liters. So Sienta will definitely do better. Ata engineer Sienta tetera kufa. Denmark isn't hot. Those European countries are not hot at all. Even when in summer, musana gubayo nga akabugumu ko musana kakubako naye ngere empewo gye eri empewo ekufuwa ngiro oli mbunyogovu. Ali se wane wannabanja naye nyinza okuwa ku sapulo ng'ate iyo jamu byasinga n'owera. Ate yo lwe wahari asije awakuruga sije yantomendo ba kuruga ba extreme. Ata Uncle Viano wa Subaru ngatukuzeeko nnyo. Yanda banga mpisara fo sisi bilibina. Ate nawo wano kati. Nenga Viano amanyo kubeera yo ngaalaba ngaalabira mu kamoli. Naye the way I overtook a RAV4 2.4 liter. Woo! He can't bring his 2 liters Subaru here. Even if it's 2.5. This Corolla is a different breed. Ate kijja kwewunyisa naye RAV4 nze nga ndi mu AC nga yetali mu AC wa RAV. Kajamu kakatandikidde kumpi. There are places where overtaking is actually idiotic, like here. You're overtaking going where? You get, kati chovala ambagambe bisere bisinga driving a car in Kampala should be pure mathematics. Like you overtake, go where? You should overtake in places where when you overtake, you actually an age, you have chances of actually going really fast and go no to come and ujoraga. After those people who buy those cars, you refuse us are not for the love of cars. Munange waliwo follower wange yajja ogula motoka and I advised him what to do. Nachigana nagenda nagula karawu mwaka akakadde. I'm telling you, I didn't even inspect the car for him. Yankubira bukubizi nga ngamba nkaguze kati nkeberako ku logbook and I checked the logbook for him. Yinzo already nali mulaze moroka ey'okugula n'agaana okugigula n'agenda n'ankubira later. Badde nfunye no karawumu nkimanyi wabutugana naye ndaba kalungi. Nange ne mwesonyiwa. Rich women Martha, Hanifa, Esther and tabo bagagga. Babedde. Question Friday, guys. Vanaelewa question Friday guys. Nganda banga akajamu akaliaka. Abantu abavuga zikawundo bayige ngombe. Oba malo. Buli kimu bakube ngombe, buli kimu bakube ngombe. Question Friday. Neka kati Martha okujja kamalala, what is the difference between lady and woman? By definition, every woman is, by definition we are all men for abasajja. Ita wande ya that is tipitemu katanga. kati abantu abalina milioni 10 eyo Spacio eyo mugirabe ya green, that's the Spacio old model, that's the car that you would get mu Spacios. Ate neyo accessible osobola omusanga agitunda 12 13 abantu baseere emmotoka ze mwagala bannange. Naye buli wamu nga walinga ewakutte. Watambula wa kikubo kyekibi. Mugirabye Jeep Laredo ne chachi yaffe ya Kakande Ministries mugirabye. Kati bagenda bawo shopping mall, waliwo hotel na ne chachi weeringa supplement. Ate omusajja alabika ne kubo yali menya agenda didda mwali kole. Teri kintu kizivunga kusomera comment mu luguudo lw'abennya baabwe. Mugambe walete zitowa, mugambe walete zitowa, mugambe walete zitowa, mugambe walete zitowa. I'll give you what you need. Girl, you got me feeling hard on Sabalaza, I'm feeling blinder. Baby, I'm go to all Butwazi. Kati na batamanyeno bayitayo Katanga. Baraba namwe mutandise okukongoka lwaki sibasiibulira wano Katanga. Me, I don't see value in you my postgraduate courses. Jeremy, you don't know even what you're talking about. Me, I'm not employed in any organization, but I can tell you that the people that did postgraduate courses from UMI are highly regarded in organizations where they work. They are highly regarded. Me, I did the postgraduate, and then I'm doing a professional course now, marketing professional course. Me, I will tell you that my operations were transformed when I did that course, a postgraduate. But of course, Joko mokufukango yongera okufuka omumanyi otandika okulaba gaps. So I started seeing gaps in the postgraduate course. But that's because I was doing marketing for a long time. Netandika okulaba nga byonna bye bansomesa kati because and I need more. But I can tell you that there is a lot of value. It's actually much better than you going to any other university. Why? First of all, abantu abasomesa ku UMI, they are the guys that are in the field doing exactly what they are teaching. Corolla 2020 2023 toleta primo bagikoze. Emmoroka zonna empya ne weba starlet tolina woleta primo. I did one, but I didn't add much value from what I already knew. Oyinza oba wali omanyi nnyo okitegeera, oyinza oba wali omanyi nnyo, but me personally wakola course ki though? because there are courses that would add value and there are courses that might not add value. kirabika eno wafudde. Katwambuke wano. Jeremy, me, I did that course and I can tell you that okusookera ddala nga sinnamalako course, before I finished that course I had made all the money that I paid at UMI using the knowledge I got from UMI. Okitegeera. Amayo William, wuyo Jeremy, me personally sinza na kunyoma UMI because I made the money I put in UMI before I left UMI. So there are probably courses that would not add value to you, but there are courses that would add a lot of value to you. Okitegeera. At least I also know people that went to UMI and their salary was increased by like 30% simply by having that new UMI qualification. Okitegeera nga n'omulimu gwe tegukyuse naye nga just because afunye ka qualification yako Jeremy that they got 30% increment. You get there is a lady I know that is a teller in a bank. She came, did that course, her salary was increased even when she stayed a teller. And for her, the only and it's even the bank that paid for the course. Okitegeera. So I think it depends. Era naye yakola marketing twasoma fenna. And there are plenty of people, there are people that I know that the moment they did that course, they went to a better organization, better pay, better benefits. Just by doing that course, just by saying I went to UMI and did this course. Okitegeera. The guys that teach at UMI are practical. That's one thing I know. They are practical and they have experience. So that might give an edge to someone that has gone to UMI from someone that has gone to any other university. Jeremy, private corporates value more professional courses. And kakati, the postgraduate at UMI is almost a professional course. Is almost a professional course. But in actual sense, the people that do that postgraduate are the guys that don't know about the professional course. If you do the postgraduate at UMI, you're simply doing it because you don't know about the professional course. At that time, I didn't know about CIM. I got to learn about CIM when I had already enrolled for the postgraduate. But also one of the reasons why I enrolled for postgraduate diploma at UMI is because I can upgrade it to a master's later. You get it? And one of my goals in life is to be called a doctor. So you can't be called a doctor unless you have a PhD. You can't get a PhD unless you have a master's degree. So I did that postgraduate after my professional course, after I'd done all the levels of professional marketing. Then I'll go and do my research to finish my master's, and then after my master's I'll do PhD. Njagala just bampiteko doctor kyekyoka. Sina nnyo kye njagaza bitabo. Just njagala ngata akagambo doctor ku linnya lyange. Temukyamputa Mr. Temuputa Dr. Arthur. Dr. Kisenyi. Hey! Nga si doctor wa dwaliro, nga doctor wa kitabo. So that's one of the reasons why I went to UMI. I didn't see that option in any other university, like the option of someone said you can do a postgraduate diploma and then upgrade it to a master's later. You get it? So that's why I went to UMI. I would have gone to MOOBS to do marketing, but lecturer boku MOOBS bali nganze bamanyi nganze tebalina nnyo kyamaanyi kye bamanyi tebakozeeko mu field. The thing that happens at UMI is you're told by someone that is doing exactly what you're doing at a more senior level than what you are. Okitegeera. And if that is happening, it means they are good. They choose people that are good. Of course, there are some courses where they abantu nga mbasinga muko, but still ngira ina byayogera nga tomanyi because omulimu agwinamu experience. Okitegeera. So at me, I would personally never say. The advantage is that learning at UMI is highly engaged and kind of practical. It's actually practical. But then professional courses are more practical. Because the UMI and then there are other things that they teach you at UMI. you would not have gotten at any other university. Which like when you do a marketing course, you end up doing mathematics, business, and then you know vibe obango refocused ovayongo ina chogase mu business because me personally when I go back to upgrade my books chebansomesa nteka mu business yange chebansomesa, and I'm telling you that there is transformation from before I went to UMI to after I went. There was a lot of transformation, and even right now ngabo ndi mukora professional course, there is transformation going on in my business. So kati nze sigenda kukola course etaina chenyamba. That's why I have not yet actually done the masters, finished research, because research taina cha nyongera, so I need to have a lot of disposable income because netaga million nga munana okola research wa okusasulira research mu UMI. But when nafuna disposable income obusente nja buba wa ngende nfune masters nchigate kumbi papula byangu, then when namala nfune million 15 nkole PhD, ekyo nakyo kigwe. Kale mulaba tute broadcast paka mu kibuga. Antonio embozi gye mulimu ne gundi sinagitegeera naye ngenda giraba sigivaako nga sigisome. For the guys that have just joined, because I know there are new guys that have just joined the broadcast, today is Question Friday. This is the day you can ask any question and you'll get answers. We have different professionals here. Guys, if you're a professional here and there is something you are an expert at and there is a question that comes and you know the answer, don't shy away. Arthur is not a know-it-all. There are things that I actually end up asking you guys. If I know your profession, I end up asking you, guy. Jeremy, ndagira nzijengule enkoko oba magi enzu njengula amagi. By the way, that is engula amagi. Leero luno today I should come and buy eggs. But I know you're in my neighborhood. Question Friday. Sagala ngende ngo ine chibuzo nga tekiddwamu. Because if you call me over the phone, I charge 50k. Non-negotiable. Ekyo ekizike sikinegotiatingako. Nga tolina kyewambuuziza osooka kissaako. Nuwaya mwe yiyo Antonio. This is the time that I actually say bye-bye for good. I have a target to hit, and the sooner I start on it, the better. Many people working in government ministries and agencies go to UMI to get documents in order to progress. Ministers, trust me, we were in class with those guys. Mugenda mu paper nojja nosanga mpinga ze nosanga minister nga ze kukola paper okitegeera. Okay. It's mainly for public servants because public office honor them, but not in private corporates. Jeremy, I think private, it depends. But I will tell you that a course at UMI doesn't have the same weight as a course at MOOC. Ichonchigamba nzenga Arthur. Because nzenga sinaba kusalira uda until now, I don't think I'm going to be employed. I went to various interviews. Naingo yogeda UMI and they start, the way they look at you is different. Which they get. So Jeremy was yamwendemi okuyunga. Oyo yogera ku nabbanja. UMI is networking mainly, hence the high fees. This is my view.
Yeah, the networks are there, but the networks are not really helpful if you're not going to be employed, or if you don't need those guys that are in organizations. But also networks in private sector, networks are not very useful if you don't have the product that people need. May I find that the knowledge I got from UMI and the way it was delivered is better than if I had gotten it at MOOC. Then so just lecturers. I was taught by professionals. I was taught by I was taught by she was marketing manager Unilever, marketing manager Vodafone. She had gone through ranks, so she was experienced. So for me, just being taught by a person that has been where I wanted to be or where I want to be is enough. Sagara kusomesebwa just a lecturer she just an academic an academician. Sagara just because I've realized academicians now basoma bintu bini bitabo nayo omuntu ajana kugamba ekintu kana yali akikozeeko. That's the advantage with UMI, at least in the marketing courses yenda na simanyi, but for marketing these guys have been doing things. I was taught by the guy that introduced Aereo in the country, Mujukira Aereo. When it came here, so kukora marketing wa Aereo. So for me, being told by someone that introduced a product that went on to be successful, of course some products were meant to be successful, but him telling me nakosa approach to bring this product to the market, for me UMI, that was priceless. That I could not have gotten it at Makerere, I could not have gotten it at Moobs. Sari chifunye chambo go wachitegera ezo universities zijudde mbantu bafuna first class only, teziri mbantu bali mu fielding ababikola. Even when never to professional courses, we are being taught by people that are in the field that are doing it. Probably that's why in the corporate world they value professional courses. Mana imla kamogera ku Emma kamwezeyo ka WhatsApp abali ku broadcast yencha. Can't I buy painting equipment and start offering services than someone quoting 9 million to paint my house? Actually, Jeremy, me, I'm considering it. Because the biggest work with painting is okay. Wall preparation is the biggest work. Just go to a site where they are painting, get one of those boys, mulete, because wali omulimu, mulete, omwe a wage to do the hard work for you. And then you supervise, because some of the guys that get the jobs for painting actually don't do most of the work. Akwata bukwasi mulimu nagenda kusite na nakwata omulimu nagenda kusite na nakwata omulimu omulala okitegeera na aleka wa abaana. So kati kwaba abaana gwe kuoba ofuna omwana ojo muleeta omugaye njagala onkolere kino na kino na kino na kino okitegeera. That's what I'm going to do. Omuntu atasome ku mulembe guno ayina kikyamu. Juko me, I love learning, I love studying, and somehow if it comes with a qualification, why not? I need your advice. I have 2 cars in mind, Mark X and Subaru Impreza 2008. Which one can I go for? The Impreza. For once I'm for Subaru, go for Impreza. Go for Impreza. Mark X losing up value very fast. People look at it as a luxury car, so people have a negative perception of the Mark X because no kunywa na kukunji. UMI has a different respect, trust me. Jeremy ndozo kirabi sinze nze kaza akyogera abantu babiri bagamba. Arthur, go try math professional courses, you will know the difference. Math is too expensive, and some of the guys that teach at math teach at UMI for marketing at least. And the courses that are done at math are done at UMI. I find, because I researched, I found that math is very expensive. Amagezi geninanga agamu ebimu gwagendo byekolera research. I don't want to pay premium for that. That's why I didn't go to math. It's still when I enrolled at math on individual area that I knew UMI didn't give me value. For professional course, a professional course in UMI nakola postgraduate in marketing, but I realized that CIM and postgraduate are totally different. CIM is better than, so you can't be comparing a professional course to
to a postgraduate. Professional course is guided by international bodies, so they give you international content, which together they don't choose. At UMI, they are still bacha refining courses. If you go there, irabo sang board dayo this year. Ujja kusanga abantu abasoma omwaka guno basoma sibe mwasoma luli. Yet I take professional courses. The content has already been developed. It's there. It's which together. So me, I know that what they teach at MAT in a professional course is what is taught at UMI. It doesn't. It's just that the people that teach at MAT, they have advanced probably jamusanga liku level 7 ngasomesa level 1 or level 3 ochitegeera. So kati kyakusinga konti is at the different level, ayina experience in the field ochitegeera nenga byasomesa naawe senga osoma level eyo nobanga omanyi byoyize osobola okuddayo n'ogisomesa ochitegeera. And the other thing that you need to understand as a marketing professional, I will tell you that even in the environment gye basomesezaamu esobola okulowooza nti byebakola byamaanyi. MAT has a better environment suited for corporates. UMI, ish. That's why probably they're even more affordable. Advancing, they will also sell. Then MAT Chekola, it's because it was founded by professionals, not by academicians, so not by government. So these professions have a network. He has easier access to professionals than actually UMI. Which is that UMI has more government employees contacts than the corporates. So MAT awayinza okukubira. At morning, do you have a WhatsApp group? Not yet, Eve, but I'm thinking of creating it. I'm still trying to find justification. Antonio Matha agenda akoma kuzimba Matha Academy mu international students. Temuli ku Emma muli kwani Matha ayongedde Matha mumuleke Matha wa Emma nemwe bagayinze kamba sibule mwe muli mu mbozi na ize nyina deadline je nyina okuwachi je nyina nyina deadline je nyina okutuukiza kangene njikube muntere mwe sala. May God bless you. See you tomorrow evening encha as a master on the live broadcast as a must. Emma yagamba ali busy ndoza work schedule ye alabika tugenda tuko kutandika broadcast either nga Matha ni lwaki tutugamba. Let me WhatsApp him actually now. May God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.